Good. Minister, I too am delighted to welcome this piece of legislation here, an annual piece of legislation now. Our Cador, she is one of them. I have private insurance. I had it ever before I came into this house, like Deputy Barrett. And in that vein, I want to say I have ongoing difficulties with my eye, and I want to salute Dr. David Keegan and his team in the Mater Hospital, and indeed Dr. Derbrand in the Bonds, who look after me greatly. But also to say I took ill over a year ago, and I was brought into St. Vincent's in Dublin. And I could not say, public hospital, could not say enough about the doctors and staff and team there, and the treatment I've got, and the follow-up treatment I've got from a public hospital has been exceptional. I want to put that on the record. And could I just say, like Deputy Kenny said there, lots of people get thousands of people good results from the hospital under the HSE and Department of Health. But there are logjams and blockages, and there are too much bureaucracy. And when you see people, take a typical case, the home help, and the home care packages. And for years we couldn't get them approved. But a new stunt, I call it a stunt they have now, they'll approve them in a couple of weeks because they know they've nobody to do. And it's an awful situation. Trying to keep people out of hospital is where people are happiest in their homes, and that's where they should be kept if they can at all. With a small little bit of support. Caru Biog on Dini is the Oireachtas. The people that are around that know them want to come, and I salute the people who give that home help and home care, and I salute the carers as well. But when you see then what goes on and the projections that are here in this speaking notes of a high at 3% growth in the market during 2022, with 79,553 more insured individuals compared to the previous year. But they've been forced to get private insurance because they can't get timely access. Like, you can't get a GP. If my family tonight wanted a vet for some of our pet dogs, we'd have a vet in half an hour. You cannot get a doctor. Ring up, they're out of care hours. If you can get through, you're 10 questions, and you're told wait. And that service has deteriorated rapidly. And I know GPs are overworked and they have their own issues as well. But if we take the National Children's Hospital, Minister, we in the Rural Independence brought forward a motion here to have that relocated, because we had Jack and Jill of Jack and Jill Foundation, we had the nurses, we had Finn Brannock and indeed Jimmy Sheehan, who built the Beacon Hospitals, built hospitals in your own county, and built the Mayo Clinic and others. I would have built the hospital out on that site, out in the M50, 80-acre site, for $1 billion to $1.1 billion. Would have built it in 13 months. And would have a huge rooftop, garden, not a rooftop garden like there's going to be these shambles out here, with 3 helipads. And there's no helipad out here, only one 3 stories high for a small helicopter on a fair day, a fine day with no wind. And you pressed ahead. I pushed it to a vote here. And you pressed it, all parties, including Cahilla, on party Sinn Féin Freshmen. Maybe you weren't here. Sinn Féin, Fine Gael, the whole lot voted for it. After hearing the evidence that we heard. So it was a severe lesson in what kind of pandering you do to the public, because we had the AV room full with about 70 members of the Oireachtas turned up to listen, and the day after came in and voted the opposite way, to go out for this misery that will be never, a 2.1 billion now, and hundreds and hundreds of claims going in. And the houses, when we were out, the Deputy Hilary and myself, the back yards of the houses fallen into it, and I couldn't believe it, the wrong site. And you can't make a sale purse out of a sow's ear. Not a hope, because the space was wrong, the site was wrong, nurses can't get parking there. And imagine at the time someone that was promoting this project said that the children could come by Lewis. So try to imagine going to buy Lewis to hospital. And then of course we have the closure of St. Bridget's in Carrick and Shore, was mentioned by Deputy Brown and Gale here. Shocking decision that was made it was taken over, seconded for COVID, step-down facilities. And then the Minister told Councillor Ciaran Burke and Deputy Carl, a colleague of mine, I wasn't there, that it was going to be reopened and unceremoniously closed and left there. And the 3 hospice care suites there were second to none. A lot of funding by the community there to put those suites, and families of loved ones who died, and with boxes of people at the wakes and indeed donations and everything else. A lot of equipment purchased by people, And now that funding is not returned to the people, and you're trying to set up a system to return it nearly a year and a half later. A shocking vista. We lost our A&Es, of course, in EMA, in Nina, St John's, and indeed Innis. And we had a group up last week at the Petitions Committee trying to get those reopened. And I support reopening. They should never have been closed. But I want to hold to account here Dr. Harold and others who said that we didn't attend that meeting last week. First of all, I became aware of the meeting and the news headlines at TIP FM last Thursday morning. You know, I have business committee meetings and other meetings, and we'll launch a report for my own committee. So I attended for as much time as I could and listened, and then I had a hospital appointment, so I couldn't attend. But it's very unfair when action committees want to call people out. First of all, they didn't invite us to attend, or let us know they were coming. So I stand on my own record any time. We also, as I said, have the whole situation, as I said, of people being forced into private insurance. And I have no real hang-up about consultants working both private and public. They get massive experience in both areas, and they share that experience. And indeed, the consultants I attend are doing that as well. But as I said, there's lots of issues and blockages. And we have recruitment fees now, which is appalling. Simply appalling. It's on the, I won't say lowest tier is the wrong word, but it's the most vital tier of workers, with the home help to keep out of hospitals, and the nurses. I met a nurse manager in a small community hospital on Sunday when I visited there, and been appointed a manager, but now it's on hold. These people have to live, have mortgages to pay, families, so just a stroke of a pen. And we saw what the Secretary General came in, and we saw what he got to move into health from the Department of Public Expenditure. He didn't do a great job there either. And the increase he demanded and got, it's obscene. Obscene. And the amount of money that the CEOs get. Obscene is the word. And then you have the embargo on junior doctors who were shot that nose at 500 or more shot, when they were promised last year as a result of industrial action that they would be recruited, the new people. And nurses on the ground, the voluntary UNTUC, the wonderful nurses, as wonderful angels of health, just the work they do and the problems they have, and the fact they're the people that have been not recruited. And you quote out figures regularly. I don't know how many thousand was recruited last year. Mainly pin pushers and managers. That's what you're recruiting. And when is this madness, blackguarding, nepotism, downright scurrilous behaviour going to stop? And treat the people that are sick, and not have this pull up the ladder when I'm going up, and the best of nurses, they're going into management, and all managers in, and no one to manage. And what's going on in Limerick A&E and in Limerick University Hospital, shocking. So-called centre of excellence, abomination. It's shocking. And as I said, when you get in, and I've been in, and my family, and all my kids were born in Clonmel and St. Joseph's, but you're more interested in changing the name of it, to banish the Saint's name, to call it South Tipperary General, and now University. And the cost of all those stupid, silly, pedantic name changes. All people want is good care in a hospital, and support the staff in there, not name changes and badges, but you've lost the runners of the Department of Health and the HSE. By any, and as a case of moral responsibility, they have none. Management, I'm talking about, very senior management and accountability, zero. Totally zero. And it's a shocking way to have our country in this day and age, and have that kind of literally smugness, and then we see the former CEO, Mr. Reid, now was he chairman of some of the Citizens' Assembly. Jobs for the boys and rewards, for doing what? For doing what? I mean, the money they're on, and have CEOs of what? Pure bedlam as regards organisation. Inept management of the highest degree. And it's not, as I said, voluntary and law on the floor. They do a great job. And the staff, the domestic staff and everything else. But they're overworked and blackguarded and every which way. And then we have the layers of managers. God, when the matrons ran the hospital, and finishing this, they ran them well, and they ran the whole thing themselves. And now we have floor managers, I suppose A&E managers, reception managers, floor managers, bed managers, linen managers, hygiene managers, food managers. God almighty, managers for everything, and no one managing. The lunatics are definitely running the asylum as far as the HSE, and until it is disbanded. Two former Taoiseach told me they were going to disband it. That was Bertie Ahern and indeed Brian Cowan, when they were both teachers, they were going to disband it. And there it is, becoming a bigger monstrosity every day of the week. And you look this way, that way. We want to look, Minister, I'm telling you what you know already yourself. You're hearing it from people. It's a monstrosity, out of control, unaccountable. Not, as I said, when we had the regional health board, there was accountability, but it's just marched on its way, and people's health and welfare is far from the minds of many, many people, senior people in there. It's about careers, about up the ladder, about readying themselves up to go into private practice afterwards. Good, my good.